gotta talk.
Epic story shooter setting.
So before I get started with the rest of this, I just want to say that I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and guess what? I still don't plan to upload for some time because I have a fucking life. But anyway, that part aside, I just want to apologize ahead of time for being late on making a video as well on this topic, considering how there's already a few that's been made so far, and well, it's been a few days now since the event I am about to talk about has passed. But that aside, I want to talk about it now because I want to get it off my chest, and it's also because Metro is one of my most wholehearted favorite franchises of all time. So, as you can tell by my stuttering and my pauses, I also want to make it clear that this is off topic. I have very few notes, and I'm basically just speaking from the heart here about what has recently happened with Metro Exodus. So what you're seeing right now on the screen is gameplay from their channel, of which has gotten a very bad like-dislike ratio on YouTube recently due to the recent events that I'm about to unfold and cover for you. So let's go ahead and discuss what has happened recently with them, and let's also talk about what my opinions of the whole situation are, because everyone knows expressing your opinion on the internet makes everything better, but nonetheless I still want to get it out there. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So what actually happened? What's all this stuff surrounding Metro Exodus now, and what exactly am I talking about, and what exactly am I going to talk about here, right? So what exactly am I going to talk about? So long story short, for those of you who actually got stuff to do with their life, Metro Exodus was moved from the Steam store to the Epic Fortnite
Epic story
store. Now, I want to make it clear, this wasn't a decision made by 4A Games, or the author, so the actual developers and the author had no decision making in this. This was a decision made by Deep Silver, which is the publisher. Now, when I was going around online and stuff, people were also saying that Koch Media and THQ Nordic made this decision, but I don't see them listed as publishers, and I don't think they helped publish the game since the 2013, or not the 2013, but the Metro 2033 original game, so I don't know why people are saying that, but I don't know. All I know for a fact is that Deep Silver was like one of the main players in the decision. But here's the longer version, right? So here's the longer version. Metro Exodus was advertised as being sold on Steam, and alongside that, the collector's edition, all the advertisements, all of it was talking about Steam. And the collector's edition was being sold with Steam keys, right? And everyone was anticipating on getting the game when it comes out on the obvious and assumed platform where you'd get any other game if you're a sane person, and that is Steam on PC, right? So everyone was expecting it to come out on Steam because it's been on the Steam store for over a year now, and it was 18 days before launch before this decision was made for them to pull it from the Steam store. Now remember, not everyone wants to pre-order a game because some people are smart, but I pre-ordered the gold edition, so I guess I'm not one of those people. For those people who were waiting for the release, they end up being SOL, because here's what happened. On the eve of January 28th, the Metro team announced that they would move the Metro Exodus game from the Steam store to the Epic store. Now I want to make it clear again, they're not adding it to the Epic store. They're not discounting it on the Epic store. No, they are moving it. Moving Metro Exodus from the Steam store to the Epic store. So alongside that announcement, they also made it clear that all Steam pre-orders will be honored, future DLC will be honored, and it will be released on Steam again on February 14th, 2020, also known as the actual day that Metro Exodus releases for PC. I will give them credit. Alongside that, they also gave their fans the rest of the day to last-minute pre-order on Steam. So people like me, who pre-ordered from months in advance, can play it on Steam as normal. And that was pretty much the end of their announcement, officially, right? So here's my opinion on the whole thing that went down. Them moving it from Steam, giving people some time left to pre-order. Basically, this whole decision of them removing it from Steam directly. So here's my honest opinion. What the fuck, Deep Silver? What in the absolute, honest to God, fuck were you thinking? I know this isn't a decision that 4A Games or the author made, but this is one of the worst business moves I have seen my whole life as a gamer, let alone an avid fan of Metro. And now don't worry, for those of you who defend this decision, oh my god, I will get to you in a bit. But in the meantime, I want to get this out of the way. I'm a huge fan of Metro, and I will probably continue to be a huge fan of the Metro games. I have a Spartan necklace. I have the 2033 book. I pre-ordered the Metro Exodus Gold Edition. I've made posts on Instagram that have been liked by the author. I am labeled as a top fan on the Metro game page on Facebook. I've played the first 2 games at least 5 times. I love Metro, and I honestly think I will adore the Metro Exodus game when it comes out. But nonetheless, I'm beyond disappointed, and honestly, a little personally offended by this decision. Now, I don't want to sound like some SJW bullshit here, but I am actually a little personally offended by this decision, and here's why. I know it's dramatic, but the series is close to my heart. I just love Slavic games, alright? That's how I feel. So why am I so upset about this decision, though? Like, what is my defense for feeling this anger and betrayal? To be honest, it's because Steam is superior, okay? I'm not going to try to sugarcoat this. Steam is superior to every other game platform. I don't give a shit if they take 30% of the revenue. It is superior to consumers, okay? And I want to be as mad if they just added their game to the Epic Store or to whatever other shitty launcher. I don't care. But actually removing it from Steam, putting it on the Epic Store, is abysmal in the very least. Oh, but this creates competition on the different markets. Shut the fuck up, alright? Exclusivity makes you no better than one platform who dominates the market. If you want alright, listen. If you want competition, you gotta make a good product. Simple as that. Steam is not a monopoly, alright? There are already plenty of other launchers. Uplay, Origins, you got Discord Nitro, you got the Twitch Prime launcher, I don't remember what it's called. I think even Amazon has a launcher now. And then you have the Epic Fortnite launcher.
Epic Story.
And maybe there's more, but I can't think of them right now. So, no, there's not a monopoly. Get the fuck out of here. There's other launchers. But do you know why Steam is the most used? Do you know why there's still a lot of games that are only on Steam? Because it was the original one, and because it's actually good. People like it because it's good. They know what they're doing. So no, pulling a game from a decent launcher to a half-assed broken launcher with less features than the bottom of a bare white bar of soap is not how you create competition. Okay? Simple as that. It's not how you do it. That is how you attempt to force others to your launcher because you have nothing else to show for yourself. So you use the public eye of a reputable game to give people no other choice but to use the Fortnite Dance on My Grave excuse of a client/launcher. Okay? That's not competition. That's exclusivity, and keep that shit on console. You want competition? Try being a decent client, right? And people will move to you. In the meantime, Steam is superior. Oh, but Steam takes 30% of the revenue, and Epic only takes 10%. Yes, okay, that's true. Epic takes less of the revenue, and I could see why that could be appealing to publishers. I get that. But here's the thing, and this is more of like a long-term thing here. Would you rather go to a launcher that has hundreds of thousands of users, millions of which are online every day, who sell thousands more copies at the expense of a 30% revenue cut, or go to a broke-back, not-so-epic launcher that probably only takes 10% revenue because they know that any publisher would not be able to make up that price on their client otherwise? Basically what I'm trying to say is that Steam's revenue is higher, like their revenue cut is higher because more people buy games from their platforms, right? Epic's launcher revenue cut, whatever, is lower because, not because they feel it's morally right, or not even because it's convenient for them, but because they know there's not a lot of people on their launcher. So they have to take less revenue in order to make up the price that the publishers and the developers are going to get. So it's not about morally right bullshit, or that they want what's best for the developer. It's because they know they don't have competition. It's because they know there's not a lot of people on their launcher, and for good reason. So they have to take less cut. Otherwise there'd be no games on their store. I mean, even so, guys, I feel like the PC community forgot what it means to be a PC gamer. The reason for Steam being created in the first place, back when it came out, was to put all of their games on one spot. People would have to get a physical copy before this. Before Steam, people would have to get a physical PC copy, or get it retailed off the publisher or developer site to play. Maybe they'll get a key, and then they would have to activate it that way. Steam, on the other hand, when it came out, it allowed for people to not only buy and play games all from one spot as a digital download, but they added guides, reviews, friends lists, and other features that people use to this day. Having more than one launcher, let alone shitty launchers, ruins the whole point of a launcher. The whole point was so everything was in one spot. Now you get 5, 6, 7 plus launchers, and you're going to all these different launchers to play these different games. It ruins the whole point of a launcher, especially when pretty much all of them except Steam are shit. It ruins the point. So my point stands for those people who say, oh, it's not a big deal, just download another launcher, it doesn't take much work. No, maybe it doesn't physically take much work, but it's inconvenient, right? You don't want your consumers to be inconvenienced just so they could play some other games. Who wants to have multiple games on more than one launcher and have 3+ launchers running at the same time just so that they could play some games on different launchers? The point I'm trying to make there is having 3+ launchers running on your system is just restrictive. You're restricted to playing games on certain platforms, and if you want to get off one game, go to another, there's a chance it's on another launcher. Their interface on other launchers isn't as good as the one on Steam, and I can see that from experience. So getting used to the different shortcuts and features of different launchers all the damn time, it's just restrictive and the pain in the ass to use. Is that not reason in itself to just stay with one launcher? Yeah, no, it's not hard to physically go to another launcher, but they're bad. It's as simple as that. They're bad launchers. Now, the last thing that I want to cover, and I think for this one my opinion differs from other people on this, is what's happened with the review bombing that's taken place on Steam right now with the previous games. For those of you who aren't aware, after this decision was made, the previous Metro games, Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, those games have been bombed to shit on Steam. Like, I swear Metro 23 and Metro Last Light are in the Middle East right now because they're getting bombed to hell. Like, if you look, actually, I'm going to put it on my screen right now. I know this is off script, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen. I don't know what the exact percentages are now because I haven't checked in a few days, but look at this shit. Look, the Metro 2033 has had 20-something% positive reviews in the last few days. The rest of it has been negative. It's been mostly negative. Yeah, the games are still hanging in the very positive, but the percentages have gone down exponentially. It's ridiculous. Look at that shit. Good games are being affected by their decision. Okay, so I just want to put it in there real quick. I took a bit of a break after that long rant because my voice was getting raspy and I was getting tired and flustered, so I took a bit of a break, but now I'm back, but I'm not going to be as loud and noisy, so you're welcome. But continuing from where I left off, good games affected by their decision. And look at Last Light, for example. Freaking also like 20-something% have been positive for out of like 3,000 something users, I think, in the last 30 days. That's fucking ridiculous. I agree with with maybe affecting the like and dislike ratio on their YouTube videos, but negatively reviewing their good games? I don't like that. I don't like that people are doing that. It's getting the message across, but it's tainted. Those games and the developers are tainted for good now, no matter what they do, because I doubt these thousands of people, however many of them, I doubt half of them are going to remember to get rid of their negative review if they ever change their mind and go back to Steam, at least more recently than the 2020 decision. It's tainted. It's done. Previous games and the developers, even though it's not the developers' fault, they're tainted. That's it. And remember the videos I had at the beginning of this video? I'll put them back up on the screen. This gameplay footage I just had on my screen, look at the like and dislike ratio. Look at that shit. Now this I agree with because it's on their YouTube channel. They're just promoting the new game. Look at that. Now let's compare it with the gameplay from their announcement trailers or their Aurora trailers. Look at that. Very, very good like-dislike ratio. Let's go back to the recent videos. Look at that. It's crazy. And after covering that, that's about all I want to cover. I'm getting flustered and my head hurts and my throat's dry as a motherfucker, so I think I'm done. I got it off my chest, and that's all I want to say. Fuck. Deep Silver, what are you doing? We don't need publishers. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry 4A Games you're going through this. I'm sorry to the author. Deep Silver, go suck a dick. I'm fucking done. I'm actually I'm done. I'm out. Bye. See you later. Bye. Done.